Hi everyone, it's Christina. Happy New Year. This is my very first video for the new year. Let me just get that camera lens cover moved. Okay. So, I have been working on a menu board, and I didn't want just something I go write my menus on. I wanted something really nice that would kind of match my kitchen. So, my walls are painted sage, a real light sage. This is not quite the color, but it's close. And I decided that I was going to have a little pocket that a little place I could put my cards that have my meals on them, and then a place for pens and a marker, because I'm always looking for one in my kitchen. And I did the stainless. I did the Art Alchemy acrylic paint, the metallic silver spoon, and I did my frame in that. This frame is pretty big, so I'm going to show y'all how to do this. And on this one, I used, let me get these off so you can see. I used the Canvas Corp Farmhouse Kitchen mixed media set. And I got that through Scrapbooking with Me boutique on Facebook last year or the year before. I'm not sure. I think it was last year. So they would have to be special order this year, but you can still get it. And that's what this is, a canvas, a printed canvas. And then I did because it wasn't quite big enough, because my frame is bigger than the 12. So I put a strip of just plain canvas here and here. And then this black was in it. This Family Favorites was in it. This is from another collection out of my stash, the paper here. I just thought it matched. And since my kitchen is done in chickens and farm, I decided that I would do this. Excuse me, you'll have to forgive me if I have to get a drink. My throat's been real dry from my allergies. So, I want to show y'all how I made this. We're going to start with making this back piece, and then I have another piece that is already hardened and is already in the frame, and we just got to put this stuff on it. So, let me put this one up, because this one is going to go hang in my kitchen. Okay, you're going to need to start with, well, first let me show y'all how I got my, get this off here, my measurements for my frame. Okay, I chose this frame. These two frames were matching. I'm not even sure. They were given to me. They didn't have glass. And I knew when the lady asked if I wanted them that I wanted what I wanted to do with them. Okay, well, I didn't know if I wanted to go this way or the up and down way. So I did one of each. So the one I'm going to show y'all is the horizontal, and the other one is the vertical. I like the vertical better, I think. So this paper that I used here, this is from my stash, because I only had one of the Farmhouse Kitchen sets from Canvas Corp, from the boutique. I did the silver spoon from the boutique. You can find that in the boutique. It's by Prima, not Prima, like I thought, Prima. And it's the Finnabar, I think that's how you say it. I'm sure, Tammy, you'll be happy to tell me how to say it. Laugh out loud. Art Alchemy acrylic paint. You can find this in several colors. I use the stainless because I only have on hand the blackberry, the stainless, and the metallic orange. And my kitchen has stainless appliances, and the others did not match my kitchen at all. Okay, so to figure out what size you need to make this, because I'm making it to match this frame, because I think I have another frame this size. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over, and don't look at my measurements, because I'll tell you all about those in a minute. And you're going to measure from the inside to the inside. Now I'm stopping up, sorry y'all. Okay, because this needs to rest inside the frame. So I knew that I wanted it to be 11 because that'll be just shy, so I could fit it in there. And then this way, well, it's hard to do because of my ribbon on this, so let's go this way. That would be a complete 12. Let's put a mark, just so we can see. I hope I'm in frame and y'all can see that. I put a mark right there for the 12. Then we're going to flip, and we're just going to go from the mark, to right here, and that's 2 1/8. So for this frame, that's how I got that. Now, if y'all have a different frame, say a smaller one or a bigger one, that's how you would measure it. You would measure the across and this way, and that would let you know what your chipboard pieces need to be cut. So let me set this one out of the way for a minute, because we're going to work on another back, because these take so long to have to dry. So if you're doing a frame like mine, you're going to need your piece to be 11 by 12. Let me get this out of the way. I don't want to lose those. I have to have those in a minute. Okay, you're going to want it to be 11 by 12. You're going to need an 11 by 12. You're going to need an 11 by 2 1/8. You're going to need a 2" by 11 piece of cardstock. Now, this is chipboard. This would be the cardstock. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it. Well, I cut that short. Alright, we're just going to deal with it for right now, because this is just an example one. And I think it'll still work when I get the paper on the front. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put this down. And I'm, of course, going to use score tape. You can use whatever double-sided tape that you like. I like score tape. It's really strong. I really like how it works. You know what? I don't know if this one's 11. I may not have cut this one down. I may be on the wrong side. Ah, that's what it is. I got to cut 1 inch off this. Let's see. Will these little scissors cut it? I bet not. Oops. There went something. Oh, hubby's up from his nap. Now I'll just ignore him if he says anything. I have to keep the craft room door open. Okay, this is just for a sample, so it's not like it's super important that it be straight. Okay, so we're going to attach like this, not to the 12-inch side, but the 11, and I'm off a little. But we're not going to worry about that because... And of course you would tape better than this. You would tape closer to the edges than I did. And then run tape here. Except mine bowed. And I'm going to half the distance because I know that this is going to be tucked in that frame anyway. I don't know where my burnishing tool is. I've not been doing most of my crafting in my craft room right now. I take my stuff to the living room because being off grid, my craft room doesn't get the heat like the living room does. So okay, so we would just use this to attach. Okay, and this is going to be off a little too because of me cutting that wrong and trying to fix it with a pair of scissors. Alright, so that would be, now would be our back. Because we want to do something else here with our paper. So you're going to need some Mod Podge, my big old container of it, or your favorite sealer, glue, finish, all-in-one type thing. And I always have to break mine loose because of the stuff all over it. And what you're going to do is, this is to do your inside, you're just going to put a nice coating of this all over your frame. All over this piece right here. Now, what I found was that I liked working with the canvas better than I did the paper. But for sample purposes, I'm going to use this paper right here. So we're going to get a nice little coating. I'll have to clean up my mat again, too. Guess hubby got hungry. He's getting into something. You can hear him rattling through some bags. Alright, once we get a nice coat on this so that our paper sticks, make sure you get your edges. Normally I would do this with some newspaper underneath it. And this stuff will make your paper bow pretty bad. See how it's making this chipboard bow right there? Okay, we'll set that aside for a minute. And then here's my top piece. I want to just line it up as best I can with my chipboard. If I go over the top a little or the side a little, it's alright, but this should be pretty much cut right. Okay, and this piece of paper, of pattern paper, is of course the 11 by 12. I'm going to get something to kind of flatten it. And I'm not going to worry about these little edges that show right there because I know I have quite a bit of a little gap that it's going to fit in under the frame. Try to get as many of the little bubbles out as you can. Huh, there goes more stuff. Alright. I need to push my table back. Okay, so, and then I have a I think this is 3.5 inches by 11. And you don't have to do 3.5, you could do 3, you could do probably 2 3/4 would be okay. But I want to make sure that I cover this. So, I'm going to put me down a nice little layer of the Mod Podge. I'm real bad to say Mod Podge, but it's not. I'm going to line up with my bottom. Actually, we'll come down off a little bit, and I'll just cut the excess off when we get done, when it dries, which won't be in this video. Okay. Take a straight edge and kind of make sure all your edges are down real good, and try to get as many of the bubbles out as you can. Now, we're going to run, just take and Mod Podge the top. And any of my little corners, I'm really not stressing about them because I know they're going to be held down under. I mean, I want to get the Mod Podge on them. Mod Podge. See, I knew I was going to say that. I'm going to say it all day now. But I knew I wanted to get that on them because I want them covered, but I'm not going to worry if they kind of come up a little because the frame is going to hold all of my edging down. Okay, so once you have a nice little layer, and it doesn't take much, all this is going to do is protect that paper, especially with it being in your kitchen, and it kind of makes it where you can wipe it down. You know, things in your kitchen get nasty pretty fast. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to set this aside to dry. Let me see if I can't find a place that it's not going to attach to anything. Maybe that'll work. Alright, let me cover this up for a moment. We will need this again, so I'm not going to get rid of it and move it out. I'm just going to move it over out of my way for right now. Let me get a drink because my throat's really dry. Okay, so this is a dried one that already dried that is in the frame that is horizontal, and we did the other one vertical. You would just make sure your pattern goes the direction you want it to go. Okay, so this one has been Mod Podged on, and I fussy cut this rooster out, but he did not, his edges did not stick down good at all. So I'm not real happy with him, but he is what he is. So here is what it's going to look like once you put it in there. Now I'm going to show y'all how to do the clothespin. And I used from Scrapbooking with Me Boutique, and you can tell I spilt it. It's real bad to come out the edges. Come out from under this when you tilt. But I used the abandoned coral. And if I make another one, that's the same. I'm going to use it again. You could use the Blue Lagoon or the Hickory Smoke or whatever color distress paint that you have. This just happens to be the one I think matched my paper the best. So what I did was I daubed it on and then I smoothed it. And I did 3 sides, the top and the 2 sides, and then I let them dry and I redid them. But for purposes for time, I'm just going to do the top and put that aside because as you can see, I've already got them done. You will need some of these cards, and I've been getting, that's how I got paint on everything. And mine are measured 4 by 1.5. So they're 4 inches by 1.5 to write my meal plan on for dinner. Okay, say I want to have meatloaf, and I just pick meals that my family eats. And if we have meatloaf, we generally have green beans, and you know, we'll probably have mashed potatoes. And I don't generally serve a bread. Sometimes I'll make some garlic bread. Sometimes I just don't serve a bread. Anyway, you just want it big enough so that you can write on it. I write big, so that's why mine is so big. So, to attach these, what we're going to do is all I did was use my Mod Podge. And as you can see, I did not do the bottom. Be sure and do your tips. And I'm just going to dab it on. Now, my other one, I had them marked where I wanted them. This time, I'm just going to take one of my cards, like the one I just had. Let's see. What did I do the one I just wrote on? This is what takes all the time with our videos, is me losing stuff. Alright, here's one. Okay, this one did get some Mod Podge on it, but... And to make sure I have plenty of Mod Podge, I did this. I wanted to make sure that I had plenty. So, I'm going to start up here. I want to start as close to the frame as I can without it touching the frame, and then go up as close there. Okay, so this can come out now. I just want to give a little press because it is bowed. Oh, why did I do that? I need that right back on it. Okay, so I'm going to go there. I'm going to grab up another one. Oh, I didn't write my Mondays and all that. I'll do it after it dries. And I'm not going all the way down because I have my pockets to put on still. So I'm going to do 4 on this side and 3 on this side. I don't like this paper showing, and with the other one I was able to hide it. With this one, because of the rooster, I don't think I can lace it. So I just lined this all up like this, leaving myself room for these to go in and out without really overlapping. I don't want them to stick into my thing. And I'm sorry this video took so long for me to get out to y'all. I had been planning on making this, and I knew I wanted to do a video, but we have just been so busy, and I wanted to make sure that first I had to make it and make sure that what I had in mind was going to work. And we've just been so busy. I've been like running everywhere, it seems like, here lately. So I haven't got to do the video. And I had everything ready today, so when I got back from running my mama to town today, I thought, I just have a couple of things I need to cut out, and I can just get that video knocked right out. And we can go ahead. Oh, that's past my 4, isn't it? So this one's got to go on this side. See, with the vertical, you can put them all on one side, and you don't have to worry about it. And I'm not going to worry. I mean, maybe this will help him stick down better. Probably not, but he's not going to go nowhere. I know that. He's down. Oops, he tore up my thing. Alright, so this one's got to go right up here, and I want to make sure that and don't worry if you get any of this on your frame, you know, it dries very clear. Okay, so I have that one there. Now we're going to put this one. And the way I did my Monday, Tuesday, you know, my days of the week was I just used a Sharpie. And wrote, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll do that to these once they dry in place. Alright, now I'm going to put this aside and let this kind of dry. We will be going over everything that gets on this with Mod Podge. Mod Podge. Oh my goodness. Some of that out of there. Okay, let's put this aside to dry. I'm running out of drying places. Maybe it'll stay there if I hold my mouth right. My grandma used to say that all the time. You can do it if you just hold your mouth right. Alright, so we're going to start with our pockets. This is my pencil pocket, or my pen pocket. And you will need a chipboard that is 2x4, 2 chipboards that are 1x4, 1 chipboard that is 1x2. You will need 2 pieces of cardstock cut out 1x2, 4 pieces of cardstock cut out 1x4, and 4 pieces cut at 1x1 for this. And let's see, we need to do some scoring, so I'm going to push this aside a second. Oh, my scoring deal is not in there. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the other ones for my other piece and score them also. These are all going to be scored on the one, I think the 1-inch side at a 1/2 inch. And yes, I have the measurements right here. It's in my cheat sheet. So, everything's going to get scored at the 1/2 inch. This is to attach our walls. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Why are you loose? So on the 1-inch side of all of them, you want to cut it to score them at a 1/2 inch. I don't know if y'all can see. And it doesn't matter what color cardstock you use. You can use different colors. Use up your scrap pieces to make these. It's going to be hidden. These are just hinges, and we are going to cover every bit of the hinges. And I am so excited. I started a blog today, and it is Blackberry Springs Crafting Blackberry Springs Crafting.blogspot.com, and I will make sure that is down below in my descriptions. And I have to tell y'all, we are at 100 and I think 59 subscribers as of this morning. So y'all don't forget that I'll give y'all these sizes when we get to this pocket, that when we get to the 175 subscribers, we're having a giveaway. And we're giving away the Graphic 45 Steampunk Debutante. The whole little kit, the collector's edition. Comes with the 12x12 stickers, and I'm not sure what all else. Oops, that one I messed up. I just want to go ahead and get these out of my way so that when we get to this pocket, I don't have to pull this board back out. We can just continue on. And you know what? I saw the niftiest little tip last night that you can use your cutter as your scoreboard. Who knew? That was just too nifty. So if you don't have a scoreboard, just get you a bone folder or one of these and little scoring things, and you can use... Oh, I'm not going to mess with that. That's got my thing resting on. I'll just put it down here a minute. you can use your cutter, your paper cutter, paper trimmer. I'll have to show y'all that one, not this time. Alright, back to our box. So, I'll give y'all this measurement in a minute too. What we're doing is we are going to fold and tape every one of these little things. And I'm sorry, I should have had most of them done. I was so excited that I was going to have a free moment to get in here and do a video, and they're few and far between sometimes around here. I'm surprised I got through the whole entire 25 days of Christmas without missing, because there were days there I was up at like late trying to figure out what I was going to do the next day or whatever. Alright, we're doing the score tape. Okay, so we are going to score tape. You want to be careful. You don't want to tape it until you know what side is going where, because some of them are inwards, some of them are outwards. So I know that this one is going to be inwards because I am going to put together my side pieces for my pin pocket, my pin, whatever you want to call them. Give it a good burnish. I'm using my nails because this is what I do. I'm not going to lie and say that I rarely use my bone folder. Okay. So, what I'm doing is I'm attaching this to this, like that. Hope y'all can see that. So, I'm going to line this side up. And I want it to be pretty close, because I'm just going to kind of rest this on top of that. So, I'm going to line this up. And it's not going to rest up there right away. I mean, it won't do it just right now. I have to add the bottom to help it. So, okay, and then that will rest right there on top. So this side, I want to do the same thing. So something I want to start new this year is, because, you know, last year I just started my YouTube. So what I want to do is I want y'all to leave me some comments about what you would like to see me make, like a certain type of album or a certain layout, theme. Please don't make it paper specific, because I may not be able to get the same papers as y'all without it costing me a fortune. I mean, I am in the United States, but so it's not as bad as if I was living in Canada like some of my friends, because their shipping is just outrageous. Okay, so when our box, it will be attached like this to the piece that we just did. So we're going to do our bottom next. What is he doing out there? Oh, we're expecting snow flurries tomorrow. Maybe. They're not sure. The last time they did that, it was, oh, it wasn't going to reach us. And then, oh, yeah, it's just going to be flurries. And hubby and I were on our way to Louisiana for Christmas. And we were leaving Christmas Eve morning to go down there to spend it with my stepkids. and my in-laws. And that day, it was like, oh, just flurries, and then, you know, we were packing and listening to the weather and the news, and it went from flurries to, oh, we're going to get an inch, to, oh, yeah, it's 2 inches now. When we left, it was going to be 3 inches. So, by the time we got to East Texas, which is 3.5 hours away, my niece calls, my youngest niece, and she said, Aunt Sissy, I can't see your house. I was like, what? And she said, it is a blizzard. We got 13 inches of snow, and there were drift areas of 17 to 18 inches. And I missed it. I missed it. We came back, there was still some left. I mean, you know, it hadn't all melted away, but I missed seeing it. And back then, that was before all my back surgeries, because this has been, gosh, 7 or 8 years ago. I mean, and I missed the snow. I kept praying for snow down there, and my father-in-law was just laughing at me. I was like, but if Texas gets it, y'all get it right behind us, or we get it right behind y'all. Okay, this is going to attach our side to our bottom. We want to make sure we do this correctly, because we want our side up on the thing, but our bottom just resting up against it, kind of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to one side first. Then I'm going to do this, get it positioned the way I want it, and voila. And that is going to make our side stay where it needs to be. We're going to do the same over here. So anyway, my father-in-law just laughed at me, and it didn't snow in Louisiana. No, it rained. No snow, just thunderstorms, high winds, and rain. And we were out on the Bonnety at their, I guess you would call it like a river cabin, their camp out on the Bonnety, and staying there, because that's where we normally stayed when we came in. My in-laws were very nice about letting us stay there or at their house in town if they were out there, or we'd stay with them wherever they were at. So, and the Bonnety is a bayou. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. I may not be saying Bonnety right either. It's not spelt the way I thought it was. So we got like lots of high wind and rain, lightning and thunder. Okay, now, I guess you're probably wondering why we needed these. These are going to attach right here. And that is going to hold us down. That's what's going to be the seam. There'll be 3 of them, and that'll be the seam to attach it to that page. So these are you're going to open up your fold, and on the outside, I call this the inside because it folds in, but on the outside flaps in the open position, you're going to put your tape. Okay. And for right now, all we're going to do is just tape one side, and take the tape off of one side. But I want to go ahead and burnish the other one because I won't have time to afterward. Okay, so I'm going to make the little fold. Let's see if y'all can see how I do this, because I can't do it holding it up. I'll line it up, push it in, and then fold it like this. So then you end up with a piece like this. that's going to hold it. The same with the other side. Anyway, I think my father-in-law got a huge kick out of that I thought they were going to get snow like we did. No. Oh, why did I take that tape off? Because I was talking. That's why. Let's try to cover one of these up. Alright. So, what I did a while ago was I made and it's pulling this paint off my fingers. The distress paint. I lined that up. Well, yeah, I lined it up pretty good. And burnished it down. Okay, now, this one, same way, only it's going to go right here. And I didn't need these. So, you only needed 2 of those. 2 of the 1x1s there. And you know, I did not glitterify this at all. I should have glitterified it. I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, sorry. Looking at a different project. Something I already did a video on. Okay, do not take the bottom tape off. Okay, so I'm going to make my little fold. I'm going to take it and butt it up to there. And voila, that's how it will sit. So I wanted to go ahead and decorate it. So I'm thinking I did this right. I'm hoping. I cut it just a tad bigger just in case. So what I did, I want to make sure that I cover the flap. So I'm going to go just a little above this because I want to tuck it in. I'm going to make my fold right here. I didn't want to score it because I will mess it up. I will put the wrong score measurement. So if I do this, I'm just going to line my sides up so that I know I'm on the right area to score. Or I could, after I made that mark, pull my scoreboard out, but I'm not going to. Make sure your pattern is going the correct way. Okay, so I got that. And then I need to do this because it's going to cover my little 1/2 inch thing. And if this was really thin paper, it would probably be easier to do, but it's not. So, okay, so we have this right now. It needs to kind of be in the middle of it. Let me just get that page out of my way. That needs to go get put in one of my albums. Okay, so we have this. Let's see if I can leave this one enough. No. So we need to scoot it over just a hair. Okay, and that's going to give me right there. And I tried one time with measuring and all of that to see, you know, where I needed to. Let's see. My center should be 2. it 5.5, 5.25. Somewhere right about here. About where my line is. And I'm just going to do that. That'll give you a little score mark too. Okay. I know I need 1.5 there left. So we're going to score at the 1.5 because I know I need 1.5 inches left. Okay. One, two. Should be right here. Let's go right past it. Let's see if that's going to be about right. Yep, that's going to be about right. Okay. Then I want to take it and add 1/2, which you could have put this in your scoreboard and done this. I just always tend to mess it up if I had done it by putting it in my scoreboard. And I happen to know that I cut this just a tad on the bigger side. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start here. So I'm going to cut, my Tim Holtz scissors are in the living room. I'm going to cut here, because I don't need this. This is just for this little flap right here. And I'm going to cut across there. Nothing like your kid's first grade scissors. And he's 15, if that tells you how old my scissors are right here. Okay. I'm going to cut up this score mark on the other side and then across. Then I'm going to do some taping and get this laid down, and then it'll help me when I go to and you could use glue, you know, the art glitter glue if that is what you wanted to do right here. I don't. I'm just going to use my score tape, mainly because I haven't cleaned my bottle yet. 5 days into the new year, and I don't even have that ready yet. Of course, I think the second I probably slept. Gosh, I know I took 2 naps. The first one was 4 hours. The second one was 3.5, something like that. 3. I did a lot of sleeping. Okay. Now, I want to line this up. And I'm just going to do like that. And see how that just covers that too right there? And that way you don't got to go back. Okay, now I'm going to do this part. By doing this part, I'm just going to put my tape on my chipboard here. One more down the center here. Try to burnish that without hurting the box. Our oldest son was missing from Christmas this year. He moved back to Louisiana a few months ago. Okay, so we have that part done. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to cut this piece off because we don't need it. And then you're going to cut right here. So what I'm going to do, that way? Yeah. No, I'm going to cut this way. Okay. And when we put this one on, we are going to do this. Tuck that under so that it doesn't look, it'll look smoother on the front, which is what we want. We won't have that cut line, but we are going to angle this, cut a little wedge out. Okay. Now we're going to tape it up. And I know this is probably going to be a really long video. I'm sorry. I should have had that other stuff taped already and scored. I just wanted to show y'all how to, in case someone new is watching that's never doesn't even know what a scoreboard is. I didn't know. I didn't know until about 2 years ago what a scoreboard was. I had no clue. I just made layouts. That's it. Okay, so kill our tape. Tuck that in. Gonna put that up, and then we have to tape that. So try to burnish it. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the hardest part of the whole thing. Is getting this paper ready to go on it. Okay, so we're just gonna fold over. We're not. We got to cut a wedge out of this. I didn't have to on the other one for some reason. I'm just going to fold over and burnish. That is going to have. I have to have something put there. I cut that a little on the short side. Okay. Kind of wedge our top corners out. I can't do that right in a second. Just cut this one off. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to cut the flap off. Up to the score line right there. Because I have these scissors and not my good scissors. Alright. Same here. You're going to cut down and you're going to wedge on either side. And this side's going to fold over like this, giving us a nice covered edge at the top. Now, we're going to do this side. Cut this flap off. And we could have done this beforehand. The only problem being I couldn't remember what ones I had to cut. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to do this one slightly different with the taping. I'm just going to go ahead and flap this thing down. I have almost no nails left on my right hand. They've all gotten, I've had to cut them all. Okay. And I'm so used to doing everything with my right hand because I'm right-handed. Okay, so tape that. That. Go ahead and cut here and wedge our corner. Okay. And I will have this video up tonight, y'all. I promise. I hope. Better not promise. You never know what's going to happen around here. Okay, so just going to roll this over and press it down. Okay, now I'm going to cut a wedge here and then cut this off. Flip this over and this over. Where am I? Oh, there's no tape on them. Christina, you're silly. You would forget your head if it wasn't attached to your body. Those had a little tape. That one just didn't. So, when that goes on our thing, it's going to be like this. I'm going to have to cover this with something. Probably lace. I like lace right now. But, see, our pins will fit. You know, if you wanted to make one of these to hold your tools, you wouldn't have to put the things. You could just make something with all this and put your tools in it and everything to hang on beside your desk. Alright, let's get this one done. Maybe it'll go faster. Okay. So, this is our bottom and our front. So, one of these, we are going to tape. That don't look like I scored it right. I probably didn't, knowing me. I'm going to tell y'all what. I am just a hot mess. My friend Chastity says that. I'm stealing it from her right now. But of course, half the time I'm Michelle or Christina with her. She never knows. Sometimes I'm called Michelle. Sometimes I'm Christina. Sometimes I'm just, hey girl. Those are the times I think that maybe she doesn't remember my name. That could be. Probably not, though. She is so thoughtful. I wish I was more thoughtful like her. She is just super thoughtful. She is a great friend to have. Okay, so this one is going to just butt up on the outside. This is your pocket that is going to hold your little cards. See, when it gets in, it will be like this with the sides, and your cards just go right there. Okay, let's save that one for a second. Let's get our tape on these. Okay, that's the 2 insiders. The 2 other siders. Oh, I didn't give you these measurements. Duh. These are 2 1x4 on your chipboard. 2 1x1s on your chipboard. You're going to have 2 1x4s on your cardstock scored at the 50, at the half-inch mark. I'm sorry, the 50-inch mark. Okay, those are going to be scored at the half. And I will let you know exactly how many of these 1x1s you need. Just a minute. I'm thinking 6. I think I may have miscut on these 2 with extras. So we're going to go ahead. I should have scored. I should have burnished that score line better. Or done and burnished it. I didn't at all. Okay. Gonna go ahead and put our tape on 2 of these. Okay, now we're going to attach one of these to one side and one to the other, and then we're going to have to come back and do. So, let's see. I'm going to do this. Okay. Not much longer, people, and we'll be done. Party peoples. I thought, seriously, gave it some thought to glitterifying this. Just so y'all know. But then I thought, my kitchen is not glitterified. So I'm not going to glitterify this. Okay, so now we're going to attach it to the other piece. Now, I have not picked my lace out for this yet. I couldn't decide. I didn't want to use the same lace. I mean, I could have got plenty of it. I love that lace. It is beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Do y'all know what I just did? Put it on the wrong darn side. Make sure you know where your thing goes. Okay. Right there. Give it a little burnishing. Back to using the left hand instead of trying to do it with the right. Okay, this one's going to go this way. How did I do that? This one on the inside. Oh well. Not this time. Okay, so that makes that pocket. Now, this, is going to butt up here like we did that other one. Okay, so we have this part done. Y'all, I'm so excited. Saturday, I am going to an all-day crop. It's a, goodness, what did she call it? A potluck crop. And I'm pretty excited. I don't go to a lot of crops. But in January, because my birthday is in January, I try to at least go to one and call it my birthday gift. So, this year, my mama, since she knows that we're on a pretty tight budget, she gave me $20 for my birthday, and that covers it. And I'm riding with my friend Chastity, so I don't have to have gas money, and we're taking all of our snacks and drinks and foods, and I have $5 extra in case I want to buy something. But I don't, probably I'm not even going to look, because I know this is where it's Cat's Creations. It used to be Cat's Creations, now it's Cat's Scrapbook. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Talking and not paying attention. Okay, let's see. So it's going to go like this. So this needs to put up on this side. And then we're going to do the same over here. And I already have my paper cut for this one too. Normally I can find a crop that's closer to my birthday than the 7th, but this works. The one that I went to last year in Cleveland, they're not having it until March. They did one in like the 16th or 17th, and it was real close to my birthday. Alright. Now, we have this. I'm going to do about the same. Enough to... Hey, let's see. We can fold that up in a minute. No, we can't. Let's go ahead and fold that up. I hope I didn't go too high on that. Let me see. I'll have to fix it once I get it down. Oh. Did I not do this one right? Oh, no. To be an awfully darn wide piece of lace. To cover my mistake on this, I didn't cut it long enough. Okay, so, oh, I didn't give you all the measurements on this, did I? Okay, this one was, the measurements was 5.5 by 6. This one is 7 by 3. But you probably want to go 7 1/4 to have some wiggle room. Alright, we know we're cutting this off. Oops, better wait a second on that. Let's see here. Okay. Cut a little flat piece off right here. And let's see, we got this, we got that. Yeah, y'all definitely want to go 7 1/4. I probably should have gone 7 1/4, so I would have it straight. It would be long enough to cover my flat piece. Right. Instead of having just a little of my flap left over, not covered. Right, now we want to cut this off. Is that right? Let me see. Yeah. Cut our little wedge out. Oh, we better wait and see on the little wedge where we're going to fold down at. Yeah, we'll wait. Alright, so we're going to tape. 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 Might have been faster with art glitter glue, but I'm just gonna tape. Okay, 2 more things to do, and after we finish this, and we will be done with this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and run some tape right here. I'm not sure where it's going to bend over at, but if it gets in the bend, it gets in the bend. It'll just help keep it secure. Okay, now